building. What's going on? We got my boy Theo.
What's good?
So,
What's good?
Hand claps all around, all around. Now, tell me, how do I pronounce your last name?
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh.
And most people be like Murdoch,
Yeah.
Murdo. I've been called Murdoch,
Yeah.
all kind of stuff, man. So
Yeah.
you nailed it too.
I love it. I love it, bro. How you been today? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Got a lot of stuff going on, man, with the Run Club, the wine page. Even I do have, everybody. When most people who know me or who don't know me well, they think all I do is run and drink wine. And I do have a normal job outside of that too, so that's been busy as well. So
hard working.
Get a little bit of everything, but now overall, man, been blessed, been very, very blessed.
Man, that's really good. You know what? For this episode, I had to wear my athletic shirt to kind of blend in. I don't know if have you ever done Tough Mudder before, Spartan races?
Everybody around me has done one. I've never done one. Never done one. It's
an experience. I'll tell you, we did the Spartan race 2018, and then we did Tough Mudder, the 5K. The Spartan race, it's a lot of obstacles, and it's okay. But the Tough Mudder, oh my gosh, that 5K was brutal.
That's what I hear, and I don't know why I won't do it. Every time I hear it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't, I'm gonna sound weak as hell. But I literally think it's because I don't want to get mud all over me.
Oh, man. The first obstacle, you're diving in the mud, and then you're diving into another mud pit that has barbed wires above your head.
Yeah, and see that now, and I'm already clumsy as hell as it is. So I'm thinking, like, if something hits me or I get mud in my mouth and I move up, I'm going to get cut by that stuff. Like, did you see anybody get cut by barbed wire or get hurt?
If I did, the mud definitely covered up the blood. So I'll just say that. And you do sign waivers for that. So if y'all are listening to this recording, man, this is 1's and 2's podcast. I got my boy Theo in the building talking about Tough Mudder, man. I think everybody should give it a shot, especially your program. So before we get into that, let's get to know about you a little bit, man. So where are you from, man?
So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, born in Ohio. So I'm definitely a Midwest guy. I've kind of lived all over the country. Been in Texas since 2016, lived in Houston for 3 years, then been here in Dallas since October 2019. So I've been all over the place, man. I've been a little bit everywhere.
Right. So since 2019, so you like it here in Dallas so far?
I do, man. And everybody asked me. So when I was first getting ready to move from Houston to Dallas, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people around like, you're not going to get that same vibe in Dallas, man. You're not going to have fun in Dallas. But being up here since then and with all the COVID stuff that's been on, I like Dallas. Dallas is good for what Dallas is. Houston's good for what Houston is. And I've enjoyed my time up here. So I don't know why folks are trying to intimidate me. I moved from Houston, man, but I'm good here.
Well, it's like, you kind of landed in a 2019 and the pandemic hit smack dab next year. I mean, Dallas is cool. I'm not going to talk about Dallas, y'all. I've been there for 7 years. I've been there and I got family over here too. So it's like, I like Dallas, but I feel like it's just missing just some things. I don't know what it is. It's just missing that je ne sais quoi. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And missing some gems that Houston had that I liked. You know what I mean? It's missing some stuff, but I mean, overall, I think I've liked it a little bit better up here than Houston. But Houston, it'll be forever my city.
And we're growing. They said that Dallas might be the new California in the next 10 years.
That's what it seems like.
The new LA.
That's exactly what I keep reading. So the city's changing. It seems like a lot of the people I've met here are all transplants, just like it was in Houston. So, but no, it's been a good experience. I like it out here.
Okay, so you've been all around. So have you been doing fitness from the beginning? Like, how long you been doing fitness, man? Like,
so I would even describe myself as a fitness person. I would say I'm more of like a running nerd, but I've always been into fitness. So I've been into fitness probably all my life. And kind of really started diving into it honestly once I started ZFT up here, because now I got we have over like 130 members, and everybody's I appreciate it. But
Congrats, man.
Folks looking at you and watching you and kind of seeing what you do a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you pretty much gotta change your like entire lifestyle. So
Yeah.
I've always been a workout guy, fitness guy, go to the gym, you know, do all that kind of stuff, run. I mean, I've been running since 2011, 2012.
Mm.
But I really started being intentional with my fitness when I started ZFT, because now it's a responsibility to lead folks through all the stuff that I'm taking them through.
Okay, and for those watching or listening to this recording on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes, make sure to follow us. You know, DJ Kane, Nitty-Gritty Podcast. We got my boy Theo in the building. So I got to say, what does ZFT stand for? When I went to the meeting 2 Wednesdays ago, shout out to my boy James Muniz. He's the one that invited me out. What does ZFT stand for?
Zone Fitness Training.
Okay, Zone Fitness Training. So it is kind of, because you say you're not a fitness guy, but man, it really did feel like it. The stretches, I was like, we're doing the mountain climbers. I was like, haven't done those in a minute, boy.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And you know, so the group actually started down in Houston. So the founder, his name is Kelvon Yancey. He started Zone Fitness Training Juneteenth weekend of 2017. Nice. That's kind of how the Zone Fitness Training, you know, came about. You know, but I would look at him as more of the trainer. You know what I mean? I'm more of the runner. He probably would roll his eyes at that because I am faster than him. But in general, he's more the training, fitness, like hardcore fitness guy. We created that in 2017. So that's kind of how that name came about. And then, you know, fast forward to 2019, I came up here and started the extension of that. And like I said, bloated tremendously, man. It's been insane. So, but yeah, we're definitely a fitness group and a run group. We definitely do both. Okay,
man, that is so awesome. And you know what? That's probably one of the things that Dallas is missing is like really, and I'll say this because, you know, I have another podcast called the Nitty-Gritty Podcast, right? And whenever we're going to keep it real, we don't sugarcoat nothing. We say, I'm going to keep it nitty-gritty. So I'm going to keep it nitty-gritty right now. I used to be on this app called meetup.com.
I used to do that too. Yep.
Yeah, and I try to find stuff, and I went to like so many different events for gaming, coding, because I do IT work also besides DJing, and I didn't really find anything that was like legitimate that people were like real serious about. So I went to your program, and James Muniz, I know anything he goes to, I know it's gonna be legit. I was okay, running group. I pulled up, I was like, okay, they deep in here. And then it's like the stretching was legit because my dad's a fitness person too. I was like, okay, this guy definitely knows what he's talking about. And I was like, this is cool. And what I like about your group the most is the community. Everybody I met there was giving me dap, shaking my hand. What's your name? How was your day? I was like, man, this is cool. It kind of felt like a little family, you know. So if you guys are watching, man, check out ZFT. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's every Wednesday. What other nights do y'all have the program?
So we do Wednesdays at 6:30 Vitruvian Park. Saturday mornings, 7:30 a.m. sharp. So meaning that we stretch at 7:15.
Y'all heard that.
Take off at 7:30. So when folks pull up at 7:31, we gone.
So you might have to do a little get sprinting in to catch up.
Exactly. I've had a bunch of people roll up and they're like, y'all took off at 7:30? I said, yeah, we're a black group. It's on time.
Yeah.
And then White Rock Lake, Sunday morning, 6:45 a.m. stretch, 7 a.m. takeoff. So we're pretty consistent. And then, like you said, with the atmosphere, man, we always do say in ZFT, the F stands for family. So I wanted to create a community where new runners, great runners, bad runners just can feel welcome. You know, you can go to other running groups and you may not get that kind of, I guess, TLC for new runners. So ZFT is designed for brand new runners. And that's why I think the community has grown so much because everybody's not a runner.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll tell you, I'm definitely, I used to run a lot when I played tennis, but it's like, I'm definitely not a runner, like a long distance runner. Man, we did a 5K with a Tough Mudder and it was tough. And we had breaks in between and I was still like, when we're like just it's tough. And the
Jumping.
thing is, I like about your group what you said is like everybody, we're all different. And when I walked up, I was like, I felt that I meshed in because I went to a couple running groups back in the day, and you pull up, everybody has like the same uniform on. They look like they have won a few medals back in the
Yeah.
day, and it's like, don't know about this one.
No, it can be intimidating, man. Like I've rolled
Yeah.
up to other running groups. I collaborate with a lot of the running groups in the city, and for me, I'm a runner, so I'm good. But I couldn't imagine rolling up to some of these groups. And you're right, you're seeing all the guys that got the short shorts on, super skinny, and they'll
Yeah.
do like a 650 mile. And you
Yeah.
can be somebody that's like, oh man, I'm at like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
I can't be out here. So that's why with ZFT, it's a little bit different where, we stretch together. I kind of talk you through, hey, run, walk, or jog. Don't come out here trying to sprint with a guy or girl in the front. Just come out here and do your best. And that's why I'm so big on, and as you saw, like cheering everybody in and all that kind of stuff. I'm big on that because everybody's run does matter. And that's what I want the message to be every time somebody comes out to ZFT is your run matters. I don't care how slow, fast, fitness level, all we ask you to do is finish. And that's our job, is to get you to that finish line.
Man, that's what's up. And when I got to that finish line, I felt like I had accomplished something beyond my greatest ever. Because I was like, because my friend James, he's a runner, right? So and shouts at my boy James, he actually came back to check on me. And I was like, am I going the wrong way? Yeah, I was running. I was like, hold on. I was like, I think the trail is up. And I was like, oh, he's coming back to, okay. I was like, appreciate you, man.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about like the fitness thing, because I know a lot of people are looking for different ways to get fit and to lose weight and all that kind of thing. And I think running and cardio is the best way. I think, honestly, in my opinion, and you can chime in if you feel that I'm saying something wrong, but I feel that sometimes you don't even need resistance weight to get to like the form that you want, unless you're trying to like bulk up and get big. I feel like most people are trying to slim down. So would you agree that you don't need weights, you just pretty much just need to run and do cardio and stretching and all that? Or
Well, so I preach to my group, so running breaks down muscle. So running, like you see most fast runners are very, very skinny guys or girls, because running it's a nightmare on your body,
Yeah.
It's tough and it breaks down a lot of muscle. So I do preach, running is going to naturally get you slim, so that's fine. Like that, you can do that, without blinking. But the strength training piece is very, very important because it does prevent it does prevent injuries. You want your muscles stronger on those long runs. Every time, your feet are hitting that pavement, it's sending a shock wave through your bones, which can cause a lot of injury. So you want to make sure you hit the gym. You want to make sure you eat. You want to make sure you get a gallon of water in a day, because if you don't, it's a higher risk for injury. So what you said is partially correct, yes. But when I say just skip weights out altogether, no, you definitely want to strength train on days that you do not run. I think it's very, very important because you're just stronger, and it helps build endurance. It helps build that muscle endurance as well.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you chimed in, because we have COVID-19 and gym memberships can be kind of expensive, especially for folks who live in certain areas of Dallas.
Absolutely.
Maybe people live in a certain type of apartment. They don't have a balcony. They don't have access to weights. So for those that are into running and want to get with your program, but they also, want to get that strength up, but they don't have consistent access to it, what would you recommend for them to build strength to keep that going?
The Nike Training Club app is spot on. So it has a lot of body weight HIIT workouts you can do to keep you actively strong. So and you're right, we're in a COVID environment, so we got to make sure everybody's still not comfortable in going to the gym. You know what I mean? Mask on or mask off. So I always recommend do some type of, 30, 35-minute HIIT workout, burpees, push-ups, all that kind of stuff to keep your body in, active physical shape outside of running to help you, build that strength. So Nike Training Club app is an absolute gem. I mean, they got everything from 10-minute workouts all the way to 30-minute workouts for legs, upper body, core. I use that a lot when you saw me do the abs on Wednesday. I remember the workouts, I've done them so much, but I pull them a lot from the Nike Training Club app. So for anybody on here that's listening, Nike Training Club app, if you're not comfortable going to the gym, definitely hit that app. It's 100% worth it, and it's like a good middle ground if you're not comfortable lifting.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out because after this, I'm actually going straight to the gym.
There you go.
But I think I'm gonna try the app. I might cut off some of the other stuff and do the Nike Training app stuff. So I like trying new things. You know, that's why I went to your group, and I'm definitely gonna be there. If not tomorrow, next Wednesday. I can't make the Saturday ones. Maybe I can make the Saturday ones. It's really early, but I'll definitely be there on another Wednesday. So. I know there's and we're going to keep it nitty gritty. I know there's a lot of people that probably can't do certain workouts that others can. And your group is very inclusive, and I love that. So how do you deal with, let's say, somebody that they can't do certain workouts? Like, how do you coach them through that to get them, you know, through the program?
So really, like I said, and that's a good question, because I get so many people from so many different backgrounds that pull me to the side after the run, like, hey, Theo, I got maybe this injury here. Hey, this is hurting here. Hey, I got asthma. I mean, all that kind of stuff is very, very real and very present in our group. So I always kind of, when it comes to running, I always tell folks, number one, if you have an injury, stop. It's not normal to run in pain. It is not. If you have a prior injury, if your knee's hurting, legs hurt, any kind of that stuff, stop running. So I normally will recommend for somebody who is a new runner or they have a past injury. You know, we have people in the group who are good with, you know, stretching and compression and all that kind of stuff to help get them through that. And then we also have modified workouts too. So, you know, like when we do the ab stuff like that, I always tell folks, hey, modify X, Y, and Z to get to this workout. So, and the training program is really designed not to, so say somebody comes up to me and is like, hey, I want to do, my first 10K, which is 6.2 miles. I'm not going to bring them out to ZFT and like, all right, let's go run 6.2 and see how you do.
Yeah, baby steps.
Is a very slow progression. So one day, hey, run 0.25 miles slow or easy, then try to crank it out 0.25 miles fast and kind of repeat till you get to a certain mileage. So everything is for ZFT, for a lot of our newer runners, is a slow walk up to where you want to be. And that's where the modification piece comes in, where I'm not going to throw everything at y'all at once. I'm literally going to, I hate to say the word handhold, but I'm almost going to handhold you through it to get you to
perfectly fine though.
To where you want to be, you know?
Right. Because we're just, as long as we get to the goal, I think that's what we all really want at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And it's okay to ask for help, to be handheld, because as long as you're getting, you know, seeing progression, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, this, like you said, ZFT, all of his programs, it's a community, it's a group. We're all here to help each other. And, you know, that's what I really love about you, man. You're doing this to help each other. And your programs are free, too.
They're free, 100% free. So to me, and I like to say, it's no excuses, because that, you know, on the Instagram page, people come up to me when I invite somebody out to a run. You would think that I'm offering them hard drugs, because they're looking at me like, "How many miles y'all doing?" Oh, I saw you at 11 on Sunday. The thing is, first of all, shout out to the ladies. The ladies are probably, you saw the ratio. The ratio to women and men in that group has got to be like 8-1.
Yeah.
Women will at least come out there. I'm calling the guys out right on this program.
Hey,
Women will
go ahead, do it.
They'll jog, they'll walk, they'll just be there. And a lot of them, especially the new female runners, will come up to me after running and be like, you know what? I walked today, but I saw so-and-so run and so-and-so run, and I'm inspired next time to run a little longer. That's what it's about. But the fellas, we're too competitive. So they don't want to come out. They're like, bro, you ain't going to have me in the back of the line. You're wrong with me or something like that. It's the dudes that will not come out, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I think it's our ego and the competitiveness that's in us. But fellas, if you're watching this, come join us. It's not going to take a weightlifting program. We got a lot of people in this group that are great runners, but that also do a lot of strength training. We got nutritionists in the group. We got a lot of talented people in ZFT. So this is a call out to my fellas. Get out, show up.
Especially, and I'm going to keep it nitty gritty, especially my single fellas out there. There's a lot of awesome women out there, man.
Good
and
women.
y'all talk about y'all want women working on their fitness. ZFT is where to find them. Very nice people, very polite people. It's a great community to network. There was even a guy handing out flyers to it was a chef or something. this is a great opportunity to network, to really pitch out your businesses and all that, and just have it's a community where we all just work out together.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, we had a slight pause over here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, it was just a slight pause. So, you know, I'm a DJ, and I'll be honest, keeping it nitty gritty again. A lot of my DJ friends, our diets and our fitness is just bad. I don't really see a lot of DJs who really just, I don't know, man. You don't really see too many because we're so busy on the road and doing different things. So let's talk about diet. Like, what would you recommend for a DJ or somebody in the nightlife who's just always on the go, just boom, 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 boom? We have the Nike app. That's something we can use for our fitness. But as far as dieting, I mean, what advice would you give for us?
So number one, and then like I said, I don't know a lot about the DJ lifestyle, but the way I look at it is it's a party lifestyle, right?
It's 7 days a week.
So number one is the alcohol. It is probably one thing where, and again, I got a whole wine page, so I can't sit there and tell nobody about not drinking alcohol when I drink wine all the time. So I'm not gonna come up here, I'll promise, and not be a hypocrite. But it is the alcohol piece is big, and I'm not telling folks to stop drinking or DJs to stop drinking because it's almost what you're kind of supposed to do. But what I'm also saying is do it in moderation. So if you're gonna have a tequila, you know, have it neat. Have a glass of water next to you. You finish that, chug some water, and kind of repeat it. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? That's probably the main thing. And then outside on the diet piece, I take it you guys are at a lot of clubs and bars and stuff like that. So a lot of it's fried foods and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And every now and then it's okay to have that stuff. But if you're going to be intentional with your running, if you're going to be intentional with your fitness, you gotta find ways to kind of bury that. Bring your own food. Bring brown rice. Bring some chicken. You know, bring some veggies. Bring
no shame.
Bring a steak. Brown rice. I mean, all that kind of stuff will help you. So really cut down the drinking and bring your own food. Don't eat the food at the bar.
Yes.
Something.
If you can bring your turntables, you can bring your lunchbox too.
Bring your lunchbox. Ain't no wrong with it. Hey, look, ain't nobody have to be with you. You know, they ain't gonna notice anyway.
You sit in the DJ booth, you got your spoon, just dip down, get that brown rice and spinach. No one's ever gonna know.
Exactly.
And I'm glad that you're speaking on that as I call you a professional. Is it okay if I call you a professional? Because I feel like your approach is very professional. So hearing this from a professional himself, all my DJ friends, come on, let's take heed, man. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all carrying those crates. I'm keeping it nitty gritty. 50-pound turntable techniques. You know what I mean? We gotta up our game a little bit. So we touched on alcohol. So let's talk a little bit about that because I didn't even know you were a wine connoisseur until I researched your page. So let's talk about some wine. So how long have you been doing that? That's really interesting.
Yeah, I love wine. Outside of running, wine is a passion of mine. So I've been drinking wine since probably 2011, 2012. And then it really I really started taking wine seriously like in 2015.
Okay.
I really started researching, okay, I want my wine to taste like A, B, C, and D. And this is the region I want it from because it tastes like this and things. So I actually started my wine page too in the middle of 2020. Was bored at home. You know, we're all quarantined and things like that. And a lot of people will be at a grocery store and call me in these exact words and say, hey, bro, I'm in the red wine aisle at Kroger. What should I get? That's a loaded question in the wine world. It is a loaded question. Are you making dinner? If you're making dinner, you're making steak, you're making seafood, is it pasta?
That's just like...
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's how I kind of really dove into the wine page to help people find the wine that they love. And it's something I study. And running the wine page has been, it's a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun as well. As things are starting to uptick a little bit.
Yeah, and that's really good. I'm going to ask everybody, if you guys are watching now, the page is called, and I love the name, Stop Whining. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the link and everything in the description below in this video and this recording. If you guys are listening on Spotify, SoundCloud, or iTunes, please make sure to follow my boy Theo. All of his programs, amazing, amazing, amazing. We're talking about wine right now. You mentioned it. They ask you, what kind of red wine should I get? And it's almost such a bland answer. To me asking that, it seems like, okay, what kind of red wine? But you're saying you have to adjust it for the occasion, the meal, the moment. So, I mean, that's a lot. And now I see why my mom, at my mom's house, she has like a wine case.
Yeah.
And now I kind of understand why, because each bottle is for a different occasion. So me personally, the only time I'll really drink wine, like drink it the right way out of a glass and swirl
Yeah.
it on the table and
Yeah.
all that stuff, is when I'm on a date.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
And
all right. That's all right.
so if I'm going on a date with,
I got
beautiful woman, going on a date, and we sit down, we already got the, the noodles and stuff came out, and the guy's like, okay, what bottle would you like? What should I say? Now, this is a date that's like, we're dressed up, collar, shirt, kind of. What would
okay.
you recommend, especially for somebody who's, let's say, on a mid-range budget? What would you recommend?
Perfect. So I always say, if you're on a date, you may not know a lot about wine. She may not know a lot about wine. I always say go directly to a Pinot Noir. Off the bat, Pinot Noir. Very, very popular grape. Originally grown in France, but most of the restaurants that you'll go to here, because French Pinot Noir is a little bit more expensive, you'll see a lot of ones out of California. You'll see a lot of ones out of Oregon and some out of Washington State. The reason why I say Pinot Noir is I always say it's the beginner to red wine, in my opinion. If you're new to red wine, you don't want something overly bold. You don't want like a Cabernet. Cabernet out of California has a lot of tobacco flavors, red fruit, a lot of pepper, very dries your mouth out, which I love. But if you're a new wine drinker, you're probably not going to dive into that. So go with, if you're on a date, fellas, or even ladies, Pinot Noir out of California or Oregon. A lot of red fruit flavors, medium tannin is what we call it, meaning that it's a medium dryness to it.
Okay.
Goes well with anything. You can pair it with a steak. You can pair it with seafood. It's they call it a versatile grape.
Okay.
Very, very versatile grape. So on that menu, grab a Pinot Noir. She will absolutely love it. Or
okay.
Even if she doesn't love it, she'll be like, this is interesting. Okay, I can maybe get with this. It's not too bold. It has good red fruit flavors. It has some vanilla in it. It has a lot of good stuff that's, I always say, that's very vibrant on the palate, meaning that you taste it, you're like, oh, there's a lot of fruit in here.
Wow.
Down. Yeah.
That brings us to another question, because, it's all about that initial taste. Is there something that we should do to prep our palate for that first taste of wine?
So say you ate like an appetizer or something like that, and then your wine comes to the table. I always say clean your palate. The best way to clean your palate is to get like a little slice of bread, chew the bread, swallow it, drink some water, and then try the wine. That's how you kind of prepare your palate for the wine.
Okay.
Also, what I like to do is when the wine, this is if you want to get a little bougie, or impress your date or whatever.
Let's do it.
The stuff I used to do is, you take the wine glass, and it's called aerating the wine. You know how you say you were swishing it around?
Yeah.
So, the air, oxygen brings out the natural flavors and aromas of the wine, right? They call it, it opens the wine up. So you're adding oxygen to enhance the taste, enhance the flavors. You smell it a little bit to see what kind of fruit flavors or non-fruit flavors that you smell.
Right.
And then you do that, you take a sip of it, and you can teach your date this too. It's like a cool little date thing to do.
Okay.
So you tell her to sip the wine, and then you next tell her to chew the wine, meaning that you're swishing it around your mouth. It's called chewing the wine.
Interesting.
So you chew the wine, you do all that stuff, you swallow it, and ask her, say, so what'd you taste in that wine? This is the Pinot Noir out of Sonoma. What did you taste? And with wine tasting, and I tell everybody this when I do wine tastings, there's no right or wrong answer. If it tastes like your grandma's mac and cheese, well, damn it, that's what the wine tastes like.
Okay.
It's a little odd, but you know what I mean? So
yeah,
some of the things you can do to entertain your date, but then also help yourself be more knowledgeable about the wine you're drinking and why does it taste like that from that region.
Interesting. And when you said swirl it in the air, like I'm swirling the glass in the air. Now I'd be afraid to do that because I don't want to spill nothing. So
a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'm gonna give it a shot next time. I'll make sure I'm wearing like a dark colored shirt. So nothing happens. But when you said chew the wine, are you meaning like, because in my head I was thinking like kind of like you're swishing mouthwash, right? Kind of like that a little bit.
Just like that. I mean, there's some people that like sommeliers, like the professionals that work in the wine business, that can do all the blind tasting stuff. Oh, they'll sit there, they'll sip it, and they'll make all these slurping noises and stuff like that to really, really get the flavor of the wine. And really, you want the wine to hit every part of your palate. Every part of your palate, because the different parts of your palate are going to recognize certain parts of the wine. So say I'm doing a Pinot Noir
Mm-hmm.
out of France. Those aren't as fruit forward, you know, because the grapes are grown differently over there. So I'm probably going to get more, like, it's going to sound crazy, more earthy flavors like soil or some type of floral, you know, then followed by those fruit flavors. But I need to switch that in my mouth to really, really see what flavors I'm actually getting. So it's just a story. And again, no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's literally what your palate tastes. Literally
Yeah.
what your palate tastes.
I love it. I love the whole conversation we're even having about wine because I feel like it could just go a long ways. And I like that because I think that would make a date very interesting. Just even talking about the wine, like, how'd you like the taste? How you like it? Oh, did you feel? I'm like, man, that is so cool. So fellas, listen, we got a running group. We got game on wine. There is no excuse unless you don't like being outside that y'all cannot find a way to have a good conversation with a nice lady. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of my friends who are even DJs who just cannot, you know, just talk. And I'm like, look, we're talking about, I never knew any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I was on a date with a young lady, you know what I'm saying, I'd be like just talking my head off thanks to my boy Theo. I know how to swirl in the air and all that. So y'all just got some...
Literally, I tell fellas, it is free game. You ain't got to dive into how I dive into it. But when you can sit down with a lady and she's ordering a steak or she's ordering pasta, you can sit there and be like, oh, your pasta has this sauce on it here and this sauce on it here. You know what? A nice Chianti or a Super Tuscan would be perfect for your meal. And you can pay out the wine for her. Oh, my God.
Man.
It's easier. It looks cooler than just doing a tequila on the rocks, which I love.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I'm a whiskey guy, so I always get Crown. I know. Listen, Crown Apple neat, and I usually don't get on the rocks. If I get something on the rocks, it's gonna be Jack Daniel on the rocks, and I know I need to stop doing that. That's the Texas in me.
Johnny Walker guy, man. So there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Oh yeah, we used to drink Wild Turkey 101 like it was water back in college. That's for another podcast. But so I want to touch on the wine a little bit more. So I'm glad that I'm learning some of this. The Pinot Noir, I got that written down. I'm actually going to have that for my date next week, and I'm going to try that. I'm going to practice first. And what I'm going to practice with is this bottle of wine that I always get. It's called Yellowtail. What do you? So bottom shelf wine like that, can it? I know you cringe at Yellowtail, but can bottom shelf wine be good too? I mean,
so I always say you don't have to pay $50, $60, $70 for a bottle of wine. I tell you, if you're not into wine, don't do that. You can get wine. I found some $15 wine, 90-point rating, and that's not even bottom shelf wine. It's just a gem of a wine, 90-point rating. So wine is rated on a scale, and a lot of the wine experts rate wine. So anything that's normally over 90 plus points is pretty solid wine because the experts say it's solid. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to sit there and go, man, I got to go to Total Wine and spend $50 on a bottle of wine. No,
Whole Foods.
No, you don't have to do none of that. But you can find a little gem, a $15 bottle of Pinot Noir that's from a very good winemaker that's going to taste just as good as maybe a $90 bottle. So now Yellowtail, no, I'm not a Yellowtail guy because it's really mass produced, meaning that there are a lot of artificial stuff in it to make it taste like the wine they want it to taste like.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of that, but I will tell you this. The best way to find a wine for maybe under $20 wine is, look at the bottle and then look at the back of the bottle. So say you want a Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa, which is very popular. Look in the back. And normally what I like to see is if it says bottled by, say it's Brown Estate, Vineyards, which is actually a black-owned winery out in Napa that's really, really good. Brown Estate, absolutely.
Had to do the air horn for that one.
Wine out there, it's great. But if it says bottled by Brown Estate, do it. Get that wine because that's the producer or the winery that's actually their bottle. Now, if it's by somebody like, bottled by JR Distributor Company, I don't know what the hell that is. Don't know where that's from. It's a little sketchy to me, so I normally put it back. But no, man, you can find $15 to $20, under $20 quality wine if you just do the right research. Is what I say. So, not really. There's bottom shelf wine, but just because it's under $20 doesn't make it bottom shelf.
Okay. Well, yeah. Now we know the tips on how to really spot out wine. Like it seems like almost a whole journey just to find that right bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one thing I learned in business is like branding. You know, you see more expensive brands, it's because of branding. I mean, if it's in your head, like, you know, this is not wine, but Patron. And I'm not trying to crap on Patron, but y'all got to stay away from Patron. The bottle's not even that nice, and people think it's high quality because of what they've been advertised. When Espolon or Don Julio is actually way better. It tastes way better. Like you said about the Yellowtail, it's artificial stuff in it. Patron, the way they manufacture that, it's not all the way clean like an Espolon or some of these Mexican tequilas that you've never heard of.
What you get, absolutely.
You know what I mean? The bottle looks nice. The people sing about it in the music and the commercials, but it doesn't mean it's good quality. Like my boy Theo said, turn the ball around. Take a peek at it. You might listen. I like that because new things, right? You walk into a party with a new bottle that no one's ever seen before, and it just blows people's minds when they try it. They're like, "Wow, you put us on to some new stuff."
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stand out a little bit. You know, do your own research. So I'm definitely doing that.
Wine tells a story, and that's why I love wine, because there's and fun wine. I can nerd out about wine now. You opened up a whole Pandora.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
But you know, the grapes are grown. The different climates affect how the grapes are grown and how the wine eventually tastes, right? So a Pinot Noir from Burgundy will taste different from a Pinot Noir from California, from Oregon, and stuff like that, because it's based on the temperature, all that stuff. So that's why I say wine is a story, because it was grown differently. The climates affect how the grapes are grown, how it's going to taste, the winemaker's thought process in making a grape that may not be popular in their region or not. So that's why I love bringing a bottle of wine to a party and stuff like that. When somebody asks me what it is, I don't go crazy and nerd out on them. I say, hey, I bought this varietal because of X, Y, and Z. Because this maker said it tastes like this and this and this, and it's also going to pair with whatever food you have here as well. So wine, like you said earlier, actually, it's a potentially great conversation piece to have, because the bottle literally tells a story about what the winemaker's process was in actually making that bottle of wine, and that's why I love wine so much.
Well, you know what? I think you just put us all on to a lot of great knowledge. I know a lot of my fellas are probably going to take the weekend off and, you know, try to find some dates and try that wine trick.
I'm telling you, hit me up, hit me in my DMs. I got you.
Yes, we will. And you know what? I'm very proud of you, man. ZFT group, make sure you guys check that out. Listen, guys, this group is completely free, and they are helping you guys, you know, get to your goals. I mean, you can run a 5K, you can run the 10K. They're going to help you get there. So make sure you guys, in the description in the video below, if you guys listen to this on Spotify, iTunes, or any other, you know, podcasting platform that we may have this on, make sure you subscribe. Well, I say subscribe. We're on Instagram. Make sure you follow my boy Theo on all of his platforms. Check out the ZFT group. If you are in Dallas, Texas, if you're in Fort Worth, go ahead and drive up. 30 minutes ain't nothing. Come on. Have fun with us. Free community. We got wine. Speaking of wine, you have ZFT. Do you have like any wine tasting events that you host yourself, or?
I'm gonna work on some with the group. So right now, I'm trying to get them not to drink so much. But so we're training for the McKinney Half Marathon, which is October 9th. We got 30 people running it, 13.1 miles. And then I'm giving them a week off, and then we're going to do the BMW Half Marathon. It's the 50th anniversary of that race, and our Houston chapter is coming up as well. So it'll be like 80 or 90 of us running that race. And nice. But in between there, I'm going to try to find some fun stuff in there. You know, it's like a lot of the folks that are running these races will be running their first half, and you know, our motto is we run, but we also have fun as well. So we after our races, we definitely it's definitely what the young people call it, lituation or lituation.
Yeah, lituation. I'm trying to keep up, man. I mean, I'm 30, so it's like these guys. First, it was, you know, swag. Then it was the something. Now it's drip. I don't know, sauce. I can't keep up, man. And I'm a DJ. I play this stuff all the time. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, thank you so much for joining us on the 1's and 2's, man. We look forward to everything you got, man. Great programs, great knowledge. And y'all, look, It's all available. Again, the description in the video right now. Go check out my boy. He's got a lot to offer, man. Y'all got to go check it out right now. Don't wait. Do it right now, man, because you might miss your opportunity, man. Hey, thank you so much, man. You have a good one, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.